So Mark, today we're going to do a little bit of update on the Innisfil market.
Yeah, and what I find different from Innisfil market to other markets in Simcoe County is the mix of product, right? We know down there in the community of Innisfil right now, building has been going on for many years. Price points are well over $1 million, and that really doesn't fit today's buyer. So make it blunt, the sales suck.
Yeah.
Like they're down a lot from week to week, from this week last year to current week we're in, and even on a month to date basis as well. And inventory numbers are going up. So we're not seeing the sales there as we haven't for a while. And we know the mix of inventory is wrong for what buyers can afford today.
Yeah. And I mean, I lived in Innisfil for 23 years, and the market was always like days on market was always slower to begin with.
Mhm.
And now it's even worse, like way worse.
It is, because there's a lot of those listings on there that are over $1 million. We're not talking 50, we're talking well over 100, and they're doing absolutely nothing. So to give an example, so this year, from October 13th to the 20th, 11 sales in the community. Last year, there was 22. So 50% of sales are off the table from last year. That's a
Wow.
big number. Detached, there was 8, 2 towns, and 1 mobile home in Sandy Cove. 2 properties did sell over $1 million. One jumps off the page, but it was a $6 million waterfront. Like,
Wow.
and it was only listed 13 days. Like, I was blown away. I didn't pull the history on it, which I should have, but wow, what a stunner. So on a month to date basis, we're at 23 solds for the community. Last year, month to date, we're 66 solds.
Holy.
And so that's a 65% decrease over month to date, 23 to 22.
And we're
And
almost at the end of the month. Like we're at the 23rd.
yeah, if they get 20 listings sold for this month, they'll be lucky, I think.
Wow.
No, so Innisfil sucking because of the mix of properties. You know, we can't really compare it to Barrie in a way, but it's not doing well down there. So, we know
And those waterfronts, Mark, the thing is, if you're buying a $6 million home, financing and interest rate doesn't matter. And those waterfronts, I mean, I had a realtor friend in Toronto that about 10 years ago bought up in Innisfil on the water, built a mansion, and all his friends are doing it now too. And he said now he's here like 80% of the time.
yeah. And there's a few down there, but this one that sold, it was stunning. Like, it was just stunning. Big frontage, structure was unbelievable, beautiful manicured lawns, you name it. But that's it. To buy those properties was 10 years ago, 15 years ago, when you could pick them up and there's a good selection to buy. Now you can't find. I can't tell you the last time I seen a listing on Leonard. Right.
No, I know, because people don't sell, right? They hold them forever.
Right.
So when something beautiful comes up, like you do have a good chance of it going, only because it's so rare. People wait for them.
100%. And I think it's on Wednesday where the Bank of Canada is going to make an announcement. So that will be interesting to see if that's going to turn the sentiment of the market. I don't know if it's enough, right?
I don't think it is. So I just read an article this morning that said that the Bank of Canada is probably going to hold rates. Yeah. They still anticipate a 5% decrease in prices in houses, and buyers are sitting on the sidelines waiting.
100%. And we're seeing that consistently, right? The demand has dropped off. The start to this fall market was absolutely horrendous, right? Everybody thought as soon as the kids are back in school, now's the time to list, watch the sales come in. Guess what? They didn't come in. Inventory kept going up and going up and going up. There's 324 listings in the community. Last week, there was 318. So you're still listings going up and just sitting there and sitting there and sitting there. So it's going to be an interesting thing, but I think I don't think the market's going to change until next year. Sometime
Well,
we
and
see it.
I don't think if you have to sell, I don't think you should sell right now. I don't know.
Unless there's a need for it, right? Whether they're moving up north, or you know what, we're moving out east, or we're moving out west. The house is paid off. We're going to cash in the equity. We're going to the East Coast. Yeah, do it, right? And there's still a lot of people sitting with a lot of money, right, in equity in these properties today. But for the ones to trade up, forget it. Why bother? Why bother? Why take on mortgage debt at these high rates? Forget it.
Well,
Right?
not only that, I mean, if nothing's selling, you're going to have to lower your price.
100%. And in that community, Innisfil is dominated by out-of-town agents. Let's be honest, it's dominated by out-of-town agents. And they watch what the neighbor listed at. So the neighbor sees, well, they're listed at 1.2. We should be listed at 1.2. Yeah, but they've been listed 105 days. It's not working.
It's not selling at that.
So step out of the box and really get the true value of what the property is. And as hard as it is to communicate to sellers that, I think agents today should have those difficult conversations and say, this is what your property is worth. Here's why. Yep, look what's on the market. Sure. Look what's sold. It's a good gauge. Sure. But don't look at the active listings that have been listed for months and not really have done anything with that, or have tried different type of pricing strategies. Oh, we're going to list it at 799, but we want 1.2. That doesn't work in those type of properties.
Well, it's not working in this market anywhere. Well, maybe in Toronto, because it was working here and there in Vaughan and Richmond Hill and Scarborough. There was little ones that were working, but same thing. Not all of them were working. And now up here, that doesn't work.
Doesn't work. Those are big markets compared to what our markets are up here. It works down there. If you know what I mean, you can list a detached down there for 1.2, 1.3 and sold in a week. Okay, but that necessarily doesn't mean that person's moving up right to buy something. Like
no, I know.
Moving to that community, it's on hold.
Well, not only that, in a volatile market like this, sorry, people don't even want to get in the bidding war. If I say it's $5.99, they're withholding offers, we're not even going now.
Unless
you have no interest.
Yeah, or you know what? The reality is that property is going to get $650. If it's not in your budget, don't bother going.
Yeah.
3 for $6, why go? They're going to get more than that. So, yeah. But again, there's still the misconception out there that, oh, well, we're looking for a deal. Woohoo! A deal. There's not a lot of deals. We're not seeing a lot of deals in the marketplace right now. We are seeing the odd one where we go, wow, that is sold for that price. But that might happen once a month. We're not continually seeing, we listed at $799 and it's going to sell for $650. We're not seeing that. And I think the person, that is looking for a home today should understand that, right? If it's listed at $799, we're still seeing 97% list price to sell price.
Yeah, we are
listed. So that's pretty much where it's going to be. Are you going to catch the one that's been listed 150 days and all of a sudden that seller goes, you know what? Fuck this. I'm done. Price it right now. Get it going. And we've seen that a bit in this market.
Yeah, we have.
But
I actually had a comment on our last video on YouTube about that one of the people said, I understand that there is the odd deal or the undervalued house selling, but it's not many. And it isn't. But you do see the unicorn here and there. You
do. And it's out there. Look at the property that
I don't want to say the address because it's still listed.
That's reduced to 649. There's some good value in that property today.
You're damn right. I know.
Right? And there's a position where a seller probably got frustrated or needed to sell, said, price it right, this needs to go. Great value there.
Yeah.
So I think if there's a buyer that's out there, it has some patience. Yeah. Start doing some research on the market, start watching the listings closely, start communicating with your agent, what's going on. This is what I'm looking for. put your agent to work. Find me a
And
deal.
it is work, believe me. I have a client like that right now. And the problem is, like, he thinks everyone
Yeah.
he should be able to get way lower, and that's not the reality. Not everybody has to sell. My listings right now that I have 4. 2 out of the 4 don't have to sell,
Right.
meaning they have to sell eventually because their mortgage is coming up next year, but
Right.
it's not imperative. They don't have to give it away right now.
No, I don't think anybody has to give their property away right now unless they're in a position where they don't have a choice to.
Yeah.
Whether they bought something or, we're 3 months behind the mortgage, then yeah, okay, we need to get out of this before fees start, taking over and we lose everything. But,
Yeah.
all right, I think